We are live now, sir.
Hari Om, Namaste to all. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Brahmanishtra, Shrotriya Sadguru, Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati, and the entire Guru Parampara, on behalf of all of us, today's discourse on the Viveka Chudamani will continue with the Mangalacharana shlokas. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Sri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranadosmyaham Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya Harihi Om. So we are coming to the concluding part of the explanation on Vijnanamaya Kosha by Acharya Shankara Bhagavad Pada. And in this final conclusion in 1 or 2, 3 shlokas, Acharya ultimately says the same thing, that even this Vijnanamaya Kosha is Anatma. It is not Atma Vastu. This Vijnanamaya Kosha, repeatedly I am referring this, please note in the mind, it simply refers to our buddhi. Vijnanamaya Kosha andre namma buddhi, dhi shakti. This reasoning power, this intellect is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. Even this is not Atma Vastu. This is not Atma Padartha. This is not the self. Ultimately, that is a point. So last time, Acharya, we stopped at the verse number 202, shloka number 202. ಹೋದ ಸಲ 202ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಈ ವಿವೇಕ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಭಗವತ್ಪಾದರು. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾತ್ಮೈಕತ್ವ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಶ್ರುತೇರ್ಮತಂ. ಇದು ಹೋದ ಸಲ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ in the end of the shloka number 202, Acharya vehemently declares Brahmatmaikatva Vijnanam Samyak Jnanam Shruter Matam. So he declares unequivocally with the full potency of the Advaitic concept. This is the final truth, he says. What is the final truth? The real Samyak Jnana, real Atma Jnana. Samyak Jnana means Atma Jnana ಅಥವಾ Brahma Jnana we can call. Or in simple, realization of my true self, my true identity, who I am. So this realization is called Samyak Jnana in Vedanta. This Samyak Jnana is nothing but really not only understanding but experiencing first hand. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಂತ ನೇರ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಯಾರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪದಾರ್ಥ, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮ ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದೇ. ಇದು ಶ್ರುತಿಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳು ಸಾರಿ ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋದ್ಸಲ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಶ್ರುತೇರ್ ಮತಂ, ದ ಶ್ರುತೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸ್, ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಅದರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ರುತಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಸೇಸ್, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್, ನೋ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. There is no logic, no doubts. No more questions. Shrutis declare that the Brahma and Atma, Ekatva Jnana itself is Samyak Jnana, Brahma Jnana. So that Parabrahma Vastu, Brahma Padartha, and the Atma residing inside, that is the Parama Chaitanya inside, the Supreme Consciousness inside, they are one and the same. This is how the Shrutis declare, he said. So we had stopped there. And here, very important point. Sri Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal, in his Bhashyam on this shloka 202, in detail, out of compassion for the Ajnanis like us, he explains, taking the 4 Mahavakyas of Upanishads, one by one. Normally, Upanishads, when we read ourselves without the initiation by the Guru, the inner meaning cannot be understood clearly. So, Vedanta is very clear. It expresses the point that unless you are initiated by a Sadguru, who is a Shrotriya himself, who has understood, learnt at the feet of his Guru all the Upanishads, where the Guru's grace has unlocked the secrets hidden inside the mantras. Until the Guru initiates you, you will not get the desired result by reading yourself. So that is the point. So please bear with me sincerely, attentively. Now, to be precisely to say, there are at least 148 Upanishads which are available here and there throughout our country. Most of them are stored in the Tadapatras in the monasteries of Advaitic, especially in Sringeri, Mutts. Some are with some of the libraries in our country. Out of the 148 Upanishads, all are not available to all, because as the time has progressed, now they have disappeared, we can say. By the onslaught of the Vidharmis, Mlechas, most of these precious jewels of knowledge have disappeared from the eyesight. So now it has come down to scholars. Vidwans say that there are 101 Upanishads available. Now it is a long list, 101 names of the 101 Upanishads. I can give you, but this is not the platform on that. So Acharya Shankara Bhagavatpada, out of these 101 or 148, he selected the 10 most important Upanishads and gave his profound explanation, commentary called Bhashyas on those Upanishads. Like Prutharanyaka Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, Aitareya Upanishad, Taittareya Upanishad, Kenopanishad, Prashnopanishad, Isha Vasyopanishad, like that. Now, all Mahatmans in our Bharatavarsha, in our land, Karma Bhumi called Bharatavarsha, all Mahatmans, all scholars, since long back have considered 4 important mantras. 4 important mantras, each one from one Upanishad, taken as the 4 Mahavakyas. They are called Mahavakyas. There are other mantras which are also equally Mahavakyas only. But the 4 are generally considered simple, easy to understand for a initiate or a Uttama Adhikari, without much problem, by the grace of the Guru. So the 4 Mahavakyas of the Upanishads are Number one, they are not in the order, but I'm just telling you for the benefit. Number one, Ayam Atma Brahma. It is one Mahavakya, Upanishad. It is from Mandukya Upanishad. It is there in Mandukya Upanishad. Ayam Atma Brahma. Then there is another Mahavakya called Prajnanam Brahma from Aitareya Upanishad. Prajnanam Brahma. Then there is another Mahavakya in Chandogya Upanishad where it is 9 times it is used. It is that famous Tattvamasi, another Mahavakya, Tattvamasi. And the fourth, another Mahavakya in Upanishads, taken from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi. All these Mahavakyas mean what? By the grace of the Sadguru, the person sitting in front of you is trying to explain what cannot be explained in his own simple way, where he may not be doing justice to the full explanation for the want of time. 4 ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಿದೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಇತರೆ ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಇವೆ. ಆದರೆ 4 ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಮಹಾನ್ ಸಂತರು, ಮಹಾನ್ ಪುರುಷರು, ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರು, ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಕಾರರು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಪ್ಪಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 4 ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಅಯಮಾತ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ತತ್ವಮಸಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟದ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಿದೆ? ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ, ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಸ್ತು, ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಸ್ತು, ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಬಹಳ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ this atma residing inside itself is Parabrahmavastu, itself is Paramatma. The one residing in our heart called Pratyagatma itself is Brahma Padartha, itself is Parabrahmavastu. Ayam Atma Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma, another Mahavakya. Prajnanam Brahma, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನವೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಾಗಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯ. ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಥೂಲವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಬಹಳ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗುವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದ, ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಶಬ್ದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅರಿವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಅರಿವು, ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾನು ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಅರಿವಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ದ ಸುಪ್ರೀಮ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ, ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ದಿಸ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ is beyond time, space, continuum. This awareness that I am, this awareness that I am is always eternal. This awareness that I am present is always eternal. This awareness that I am always there without second, I am only one, always there. So this awareness is sarvavyapi, sarvatra, Kalatrayateta. It is beyond the time, beyond past, present, future. It is beyond everything. It is total awareness. It is ekam eva advitiyam. That is called prajnana. So the total awareness is called prajnana. So in the Aitareya Upanishad, there is the huge mantra Anuvaka is there. In the end of that mantra, Anuvaka, that is somewhere in the Adhyaya, in the chapter 3 of the division 1 Khanda, and the third mantra, third Anuvaka completely explains, and finally it ends up with this Mahamantra. I am not eligible to read the entire Upanishad here. But just to complete this, the last part of the Anuvaka, I'm just trying to explain that. The Aitreya Upanishad says, Sarvam tat prajnanetram prajnane pratishthitam prajnanetro lokaha prajna pratisthita prajnanam brahmaha. So the Upanishad ends with the final Mahamantra, Prajnanam Brahma. So what is this Prajnana? As it is awareness. Awareness. So this awareness is total, eternal, all the while. It is only one Sadvastu. There is no second. And this Parabrahma is nothing but Prajnana. Prajnana Swarupa is Parabrahma Vastu. This Prajnana Swarupa itself is Atma Vastu. That is the meaning of Prajnana. So Prajnanam Brahma means our own Atma is Brahma, Brahma Padartha. Tattvamasi is a famous Mahavakya. Tat Tvam Asi. Please remember, in this Viveka Chudamani, Acharya Shankara Bhagavat Pada, Sakshat Dakshinamurti Swarupa, Sakshat Shiva Swarupa, in the later shlokas, exclusively he deals with Mahamantra, Mahavakya, Tattvamasi. There it is taken. It will be taken in detail. It will be taken in detail. Here, Tattvamasi simply means what? Tat, Tvam Asi. So, if you rearrange it, Tvam Tat Asi. Tattvamasi andre enu? Tvam Tat Asi. Tvam andre neenu, Tat andre adu, Asi agiddiye. Hagandre enu? ನೀನು ಅದೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನೀನು ಸ್ವತಃ ಅದೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ನೀನು ಸ್ವತಃ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀಯ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನೀನು ಸ್ವತಃ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ನೀನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನೀನು ಅದೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀಯ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ತ್ವಂ ತತ್ತಸಿ, ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ತತ್ವಮಸಿ, ultimately means what? You are that only. Tvam tattasi, you are that. So Upanishads ultimately use the word tat number of times. This has been shown in Vedanta. What is Brahma Padartha, Paramatma? Nobody can explain. It is beyond the mind, beyond your buddhi to explain. Logically, no logic here, no reasoning, because mind is limited. Our buddhi is limited. Our Vijnanamaya Kosha is limited. It cannot go beyond its limitation. So it is unexplainable. What is Paramatma? Really unexplainable. What is Brahma Padartha? Unexplainable. These are all words for the same thing. What is that? So ultimately, Upanishad simply declares that as Tat. Tat means that only. That means what? Tat. Tat means that. What is that? In simple, Paramatma. Nirakara, Nirvishesha, Nirguna Paramatma. Attributeless, actionless, formless, actionless, all encompassing, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತನು, ಸರ್ವಾತ್ಮನು, ಸರ್ವವ್ಯಾಪಿಯು, ಸದಾಕಾಲ ಇರುವಂತಹ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಹೊಂದದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏಕೈಕ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಆಕಾರವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿರಾಕಾರ. ಆತನಿಗೆ ಗುಣಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿರ್ಗುಣ. ಆತನಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅವಯವಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಆತ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ, ನಿಷ್ಕಲಂಕ, ನಿಷ್ಕಲ. ಕಲೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ನಿಷ್ಕಲ. ಹೀಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ವರ್ಣನೆ ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆತ ನಿರಾಕಾರ ತತ್ವ. He is attributeless. He is nirakara swarup. He has no form. He is not limited to a form or a name. All those things come later in the saguna form. When you think Paramatma in a name and form, it is called saguna bhava. You cannot imagine nirakara tattva and do the japa or meditation or upasana or bhajan or puja. So you need a pratika. You need a prop. You need a figure. You need a name. You need a form. So the same nirakara, nirguna, paramatma tattva, nirvikalpa tattva takes the form for the benefit of devotees, for the benefit of the mankind, in the form of God. Sakara rupa. It may be in the form of Krishna, maybe in the form of Rama, maybe in the form of Devi, maybe in the form of Ganapati, maybe in the form of Lord Anjaneya, maybe in the form of Lord Subramanya, whatever. Datta Swarupa, Dattatreya Swarupa. So, Tat means that Moola, Nirakara, Nirguna, Nirvishesha, Nirvikalpa, Paramatma Swarupa. So, Upanishad says Tat only. It cannot define. So, it says that. What is that? It is that only. That's all. You are that. Tattvamasi. You are that. So this is one of the most important Mahavakyas. Third one. The fourth Mahavakya from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishadದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಏನು? ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಸ್ಮಿ. ಅಹಂ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಸ್ಮಿ. ಅದರರ್ಥ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಥರದಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈವಾಹಮಸ್ಮಿ ಅಂತನೂ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಈ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. ಅಹಂ ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಸ್ಮಿ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ನಾನು ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುವೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದು ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟದ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೇಹ, ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಅಹಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ಸಂಘಾತವಾಗಿರೋ ದೇಹ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯ ವಿಚ್ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು aham means myself, that is my own pratyagatma. Ultimately it means not your body, not your body mind complex. Please remember, not your ego. People confuse. If I say aham brahmasmi, I am the God, I am that Brahma only, people may laugh at me. How can this person sitting in front of me goes by the name Nagaraj Padki says I am God? People will confuse. This is a bit of arrogance, they will say. It is not like that. Aham here refers to your inner supreme consciousness. Prajnana, your awareness, your chit, your sat, swarupa. Your pratyagatma, your own self. That refers to aham. Not the body. Beyond the body, inside, the real aham is there. The real I is there as a substratum kutastha. What is that real I? That is Atma, that is self. So that real I is nothing but Brahma only. So that real I am is nothing but God only. Aham Brahmasmi. In the Adhyatmic parlance, the first three Mahavakyas are normally explained as the Upadesha from the Shrotriya Brahmanishta, Brahmajnani Sadguru to the disciple. The first three. He gives a Upadesha that, look, I am Atma, Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, you are that. Your Atma is nothing but Brahma Padartha. So ultimately you are that Brahma only. So these are in the Upadesha Krama, Aptavakyas. The fourth Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi, is ultimately the culmination of your sadhana by the grace of the Guru, Satguru, and ultimately you realize in your own heart, yes, what my Guru said, what the Upanishads say, that is true. I am really Brahma. I am really God. So the final beatitude of realization occurs in the form of the fourth Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. So this somehow these things were made, propelled myself to give you some small information, tidbit information on Upanishads, which I don't know whether I'm entitled to even say all these things. My Sadguru prompted me, I think, so I have given you this information. That is exactly what Acharya meant here in the shloka. So ultimately, Brahma Atma Ekatva Jnana is called Samyak Jnana. Please note down. Please note down. Please note down in your mind. What is Samyak Jnana? Samyak Jnana means realization, your true nature. Samyak Jnana andre Brahma Jnana. Samyak Jnana andre Atma Jnana. So this Samyak Jnana occurs only when you realize, when you are aware, you experience firsthand. Swanta nera anubhavak barabeku. Once you experience firsthand Brahma Atma Ekatva Jnana, that is called Samyak Jnana. This is ultimately what all the Shrutis put together, all the Upanishads ultimately declare this final point. What final point? You are that only. So with this we'll continue to the next shloka now, this week's. Tatatmanatmano samyak viveke naiva siddhyati tato viveka kartavya pratyagatma asadatmano. Tatatma anatmano samyak viveke naiva siddhyati tato viveka kartavya pratyagatma asadatmano. So this jnana, samyak jnana, arises by correctly understanding what is Atma and what is Anatma. Tato vivekah kartavya pratyagatma asadatmano. The difference between pratyagatma, your own self, and asadatma means your body, your mind, your ego, your buddhi. All these things are asat. They are not the sat. What is inside, the supreme awareness, consciousness, that is sadvastu, sat padartha. So by knowing the difference between what is asat and sat, ದೇಹ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಅಸತ್ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿವೇಚನೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಯಾವುದು, ನಿಜವಾದ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಉಳಿಯೋದೇ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ the jnana arises by knowing the difference, understanding between what is Atma and what is Anatma. Ultimately the same point Acharya is telling. So your body is not Atma, your mind is not Atma, your buddhi is also not Atma. Vijnanamaya kosha. Now he is concluding that. So next, to continue that, he gives an example. Jalam pankavadantyantam pankapaye jalam sputham yatha bhati tathatmanapi dosha bhave sputa prabha. An example. Jalam pankavadantyantam pankapaye jalam sputham yatha bhati tatha atmapi dosha abhave sputa Prabha. Atyantam Pankavat Jalam. He gives the example of Pankavat Jalam. Panka means the mud, not the clear water, water filled with mud or muddy water, impure Panka. Water filled with mud. Muddy water is called Panka. Panka refers to the impurities in the water, Jala. So he is giving example. What example? See, the muddy water is impure. You can't drink. It is opaque. It looks dirty. So only when you clear the mud or impurities, dirt from the water, when you filter the water carefully, then the water becomes clear. So the water becomes clear. Just like that, when your false identification, which have clouded your Atma Swarupa in the body, once they are removed, once you come out of the false identification, adhyaropa, adhyasa, by ajnana, ignorance, then what remains is the pure Atma inside. That is the example. ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಣ್ಣು ಕೊಳೆ ಸೇರಿದಾಗ ಕಶ್ಮಲವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕೊಳೆ ಮಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಸ್ಫುಟವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಜಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಕೆಸರು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀರು ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೋ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೋಷಗಳನ್ನ, ಅನಾತ್ಮ ದೋಷಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳೆದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಫುಟವಾಗಿ ಪರಂಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ he is taking the example of the water, muddy water. Very simple example. So he again continues with that. Asannivruttau tu sadatmana sputam pratiti etasya bhavet pratichaha tato nirasah karaniya eva asadatmanah sadhu ahamadi vastunah. Asannivruttau tu sadatmana sputam pratitiretasya bhavet pratichaha tato nirasah karaniya eva asadatmanah sadhu ahamadi vastunah. Now in this shloka, again the same point in different way Acharya is putting. So asat nivruttau tu sadatmana sputam. When the asat is removed, what is unreal, if that is taken care of. Once you know what is unreal as unreal, asat vastu nivruttaha sadatmana sputam, then the Atma shines. Your own Pratyagatma, your self remains shining. That means you will realize antartha. ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ನಿರಾಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಉಳಿಯೋದೇ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತುವೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸದಾ ಬೆಳಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು ನೀವೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ? ಅಸತ್ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ನಿರಾಕರಣೆಯಿಂದ. ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೇನೆ, ಪ್ರತೀತಿರೇತಸ್ಯ ಭವೇತ್ ಪ್ರತೀಚಃ. ಪ್ರತೀಚಃ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಗಾತ್ಮ, ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರತೀತಿ ಏತಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರತೀತಿ ಭವೇತ್. This your own self is realized by yourself. Your own self is realized by yourself. ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ಹೋದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ದೇಹ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಅವಯವಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು. ಆ ಆತ್ಮವೇ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ, ಆತ್ಮವೇ ನಾವಾಗಿರ್ತೇವೆ, ಆತ್ಮವೇ ನಾವೇ ನಾವಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದು ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರಿಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ರಿಯಲಿ experience firsthand that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the organs, you are not the buddhi, you are not that ajnana, the ignorance, thinking that I am the body. So once the ignorance is cut, when the Maya is cut, ignorance means avidya. At higher level, collective level, the same word avidya is called Maya. So once the avidya is cut, Maya is cut, what happens? Your own Atma will shine itself. That means your own self will realize your own true self. That is the meaning of the second line. Pratichaha etasya pratiti bhavet. Pratitiretasya bhavet pratichaha. Tato nirasah karniya eva asadatmah sadhu ahamadi vastunah. That means tatah nirasah karniya sadhu. So you must always remember, you must avoid, negate, destroy the feeling that you are the body. Tato nirasah karniya sadhu. Destroy from your mind, remove from your mind all the time that you are the body. You are the body, you are the body, you are the mind, you are the ego, you are that aham, I am so and so, I am so and so, I am so and so. Totally remove that, at least from inside. You are living in the world of Maya, but from inside you become firmly established in your Atma Swarupa. You must know firsthand, not by reading, not the person telling you and you are nodding your head. Yes, yes. He is telling me I am not the body. Yes, I am not the body. He is telling me I am not the mind. Yes, I am not. I am not the mind. It is not like that. It is not waving and nodding your head like this from here to here. It is only superficial understanding. It is only intellectual understanding. So people can talk hours and hours and hours in front of a mic in front of you, and you get enamored. You get blasted. You get amazed, flabbergasted. You become spellbound. Yes, what a wonderful lecture we are listening. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಎದುರು ಕೂತವರು. ನೀನು ದೇಹ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೂ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನಿಜ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ತಲೆಯೆಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ವಿಷಯವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಸದ್ಗುರು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ, ಸದ್ಗುರು ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲೋ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲೋ ನೇರವಾದ ಅನುಭವ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು. ಬರೀ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಜ ಏನು, ಸತ್ಸಂಗದ ಪ್ರಭಾವ, ಆ ಗುರುವಿನ ವಚನಗಳು, ಆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ವಚನಗಳು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಸತ್ಸಂಗದ ಫಲ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಮಾನವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಗುರುಕೃಪೆ ತಾನಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಇಂತಹ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಅವರ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಋಷಿಮುನಿಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಆನಂದದಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ, ಈ ಸತ್ಸಂಗವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. My Gurudev used to tell all the time that when satsanga used to go on in Hamsashramam, he used to tell me later that I am so pleased that the entire Guru Parampara, the Rishis, Munis are listening to the satsanga here, what is happening in Hamsashramam. All their blessings are always there with you all people. That is how we used to say. Next. Ato nayam paratma syat vijnanamaya shabdabhak vikaritvat jadatvat cha parichinnatva hetutah drishyatvat vyabhicharitvat na anityo nitya ishyate. While reading, I am splitting and then reading so that you will understand. Ato nayam paratma syat vijnanamaya shabdabhak vikaritvat jadatvat cha ಪರಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನತ್ವ ಹೇತುತಃ ದೃಶ್ಯತ್ವಾತ್ ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿತ್ವಾತ್ ನ ಅನಿತ್ಯೋ ನಿತ್ಯ ಇಷ್ಯತೆ. The last phrase of the last line is very important. Key phrase here. Anityo na nitya ishyate. You should remember like that. Anityo na nitya ishyate. Anityo nitya na ishyate. What is unreal cannot be real at all. Unreal always remains unreal. So false is false. Truth always remains as a truth. False is always false. What is a false? False identification. By false identification, I am thinking that I am this body, I am so and so, I am Nagaraj Padiki. Correct? Sitting in front of you and talking. A great personality. Correct? This is the false identification. This is Anitya. So we must remember, false is false. The truth always is truth. It always remains as truth only, no change. Anityo na nitya ishyate. The false cannot be nitya. The unreal cannot become real. Anitya cannot become nitya. Anitya cannot become eternal. That is a key phrase of the last line. Please repeat. Ato nayam paratma syat vijnanamaya shabdabhak. The first line, Acharya is again now finally coming to the conclusive remark. So finally, Acharya Shankara Bhagavatpada is declaring the first line of the next shloka 206. Ataha na ayam paratma syat vijnanamaya shabdabhak. Ataha vijnanamaya shabdabhak ayam na paratma syat. So Acharya declares that is why this vijnanamaya kosha, this vijnanamaya means this buddhi, intellect, your brain power, whatever words you use. Ee vijnanamaya kosha andre ee buddhi, ನಿಶ್ಚಯಾತ್ಮಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಹಂ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ದೇಹ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನ ಅಯಂ ಪರಾತ್ಮ ಅತಃ, ಇದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಯಂ ನ ಪರಾತ್ಮ. This is not the Brahmavada Padartha. So this buddhi is not Atma Vastu. This buddhi is not Atma Sarupa. First line. He gives a reason ultimately for all these things. Why? Because this buddhi, this vijnanamaya kosha andre buddhi. ಇದು ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಮಯ ಕೋಶ, ಯಾಕೆ ಆತ್ಮ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಮುಂದಿನ ಎರಡು ಲೈನ್. ವಿಕಾರಿತ್ವಾತ್ ಚ ಜಡತ್ವಾತ್ ಪರಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನತ್ವ ಹೇತುತಃ ದೃಶ್ಯತ್ವಾತ್ ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿತ್ವಾತ್ ಅನಿತ್ಯಃ. These are all adjectives. So this is vikari. This is always modifying. It doesn't remain the same way. It is not the same. It goes on changing, modifies. From a young boy, young baby up to the old man, as your body ages, modifies, your buddhi also ages and modifies. It is not static. Jada. Jadatvat. So it is inert as usual. Buddhi, inert means what? It cannot sustain itself independently outside body. Buddhiyu jada padartha, vikara ಹೊಂದುವಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇದೆ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗೋ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇದೆ, ಪರಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನವಾಗಿದೆ, ದೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೀಮಿತ. ಪರಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನ means your buddhi is limited to your own body. It is limited, ಪರಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನ, not aparichinna. It is the khanda vastu, not akhanda vastu. ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವವ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಯುವರ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ omnipresent. It is not akhanda. It is limited to your own body. Your buddhi is limited to your own body. So, parichinnatva hetutva. Drishyatva. Your buddhi is an object to be observed. Seen means observed. You can observe, experience your buddhi, intellect. So, what can be seen, what can be experienced, cannot be Atma Swarup. Drishyatva. Vyavicharitvat. Next. Vyavicharitvat means what? Is a Vedantic word Acharya is using. There are so many meaning for the word Vyavichari, but here, please remember, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿತ್ವಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ವಿಶೇಷಣ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿತ್ವಾತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯು ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಸದಾ ತೋರ್ತಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಅದು ಮರೆಯಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. All the time this buddhi is not visible by action. It remains invisible by its inaction. It is not completely all the time aware of itself. The best example, please remember why Acharya says like this. Because during deep sleep, where is your buddhi? Buddhi is completely merged within the Atma. Your mind merged with the Atma Swarupa, self itself. In a dream, of course, your buddhi is active, your mind is active. But what about deep sleep? ಜಾಗೃತ ಅವಸ್ಥೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕನಸು ಕಾಣೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧಿನೂ ಜಾಗೃತವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಪ್ಪುವಂತ ವಿಷಯವೇ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಜಾಗೃತವಾಗಿ. ಆದರೆ ಗಾಢ ನಿದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ? ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ತನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮರೆಯಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯಭಿಚಾರಿ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ಅನಿತ್ಯ ವಸ್ತು, ನಿತ್ಯ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನಿತ್ಯೋ ನಿತ್ಯನ ಇಷ್ಯತೆ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So it's liable for change. So ultimately, Acharya concludes here. The conclusion is, like mind, Vijnanamaya Kosha, like Manomaya Kosha, the Vijnanamaya Kosha is also not Atma Swarupa. Next, he takes up Anandamaya Kosha. Now, again, please note down correctly. In the mind, Anandamaya Kosha word is referred to the fifth sheath in the order. There is nothing like 1, 2, 3, but the fifth one. See, Annamaya Kosha, ultimately it means your gross body, physical body. Pranamaya Kosha, your entire Prana Shakti, the vital breath, Prana Sanchara, 5 pranas in the body. That is Pranamaya Kosha. Then Manomaya Kosha refers to the mind. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha refers to the buddhi. 4. Next one, fifth one is Anandamaya Kosha. So words are very, very long in Vedanta, sometimes confusing. So let me explain 1 or 2 lines in the beginning only. In Vedanta, in Parimarthic sense, Anandamaya Kosha means, in simple, your joy, your happiness in your life. See, everyone is entitled for happiness, pleasure, joy. Correct? ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಆಸೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀವಿಗಳ ಆಸೆ ಸುಖವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದು, ಆನಂದವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದು, ಸುಖ ಸ್ವರೂಪವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ದುಃಖ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿಯಾಗಬೇಕು, ಸುಖ ಉಂಟಾಗಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಆನಂದ. ದುಃಖ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸುಖ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಗೆ ಆನಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು. ಸೊ all let our sufferings go away, and all good things, whatever I expect, desire should happen in my life, then I'll be very happy. So what is happiness? What is happiness we want? There is nobody who says, I don't want happiness. There is nobody who says, I don't want to be happy. Nobody who can say, I don't want the joy, pleasure in my life. So all that they want is, let the suffering go away. Let my problems and crisis go away. I want to be always, I want to be happy, happy, happy. That is Ananda. That is Ananda. But in the Paramarthic sense, the real Ananda is different. We'll come to that later. So Anandamaya Kosha refers to your basic, innate, instinctive, your ambition to be happy. That happiness refers to Anandamaya Kosha. So every person throughout the life, you and me, we always work towards, or we lead our life in pursuit of happiness. Always we are in pursuit. Our goal is happiness. We think money will provide us happiness. We think good life will provide us happiness. We think a good mansion will provide us happiness. We think high-end automobile, four-wheelers will provide us happiness. We think a good wife or a husband, a compatible life, a married life with children, good education, loaded money, a good job, a good status, a good position, yes, preferably a corporate position, everything will provide us happiness. All these things. Our pursuit is towards happiness. So that is Ananda. We are in pursuit of Ananda. So that is Anandamaya Kosha. But ultimately, please remember, this Ananda is also ultimately what Vedanta says, Acharya says in Vivek Chudamani, very clear cut. Even this Ananda is not Atma, it is Anatma. We'll come to that later. So the next loka, it starts with Anandamaya Kosha. आनंद प्रतिबिंब चुंबित तनुर्वृत्तिस्तमोज्जृंबिता स्यात् आनंदमय प्रियादि गुणकः स्वेष्टार्थलाभोदय पुण्यस्यानुभवे विभाति कृतिनामानंद रूपः स्वयं भूत्वा आनंदते यत्र साधु तनुभृत् मात्रः प्रयत्नं विना आनंद प्रतिबिंब चुंबित तनुवृत्तिस्तमोज्जृंबिता स्यात् आनंदमय प्रियादि गुणकः स्वेष्टार्थलाभोदयः पुण्यस्यानुभवे विभाति कृतिनामानंद रूपः स्वयं भूत्वानंदति यत्र साधु तनुभृत् मात्रः प्रयत्नं विना. In this four-line long shloka verse, as we call, Acharya is giving the definition part, the characteristics of what is Ananda, are called Anandamaya Kosha. What is this Ananda? What is this bliss? What is this Sukha? What is this happiness? This happiness, Sukha, pleasure, joy, whatever words we use in our life. He says, this Ananda Pratibimba Chumbita Tanuvrittis Tamojjambita. This is basically, it has come from the Tamo Guna. It is radiating from Tamo Guna. This Ananda, joy, happiness is influenced by Tamo Guna. Tamojjambita Tanurvritti Ananda Pratibimba Chumbita. Though this happiness is reflection of our real Ananda of the Atma, please follow this. Ananda Pratibimba Chumbita. Even though this happiness is reflection of Atmananda itself, only it is reflection. Only it is reflection. Why? Even though it is a reflection of Atmananda, it cannot be Atmananda because it is influenced by Tamoguna. ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮನ ಬೆಳಕಿನಿಂದ, ಆತ್ಮಾನಂದದ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲನದಿಂದ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಬಂದಿದ್ರೂ ಸಹ, ಆತ್ಮನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೂ ಸಹ, ಆತ್ಮನ ಬೆಳಕಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ತಮೋಗುಣ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಜಾನಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆತ್ಮಾನಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು. ಸ್ಯಾದಾನಂದಮಯ ಪ್ರಿಯಾದಿ ಗುಣಕ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಸ್ವ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಲಾಭೋದಯ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಖ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಆನಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನಂದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಪ್ರಿಯಾದಿ ಗುಣಕ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಯವಾದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಉಂಟಾಗೋ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆನಂದ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ನಡೆದಾಗ ಸಿಗುವಂತ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆನಂದ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಲಾಭ ನೆರವೇರಿದಾಗ ಸಿಗತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಆನಂದ, ಸಂತೋಷ. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆನಂದ, ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಆನಂದಮಯ ಪ್ರಿಯಾದಿ ಗುಣಕ ಸ್ವ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಲಾಭೋದಯ. So whenever the things happen according to your desired decisions, according to your desire, when things happen, you feel very happy. You feel the joy. You feel the pleasure. Suppose you get a spouse, husband or wife of your choice. You are happy. You are in the seventh heaven. You get a good job and a good money, good package. Nowadays they use the word package. You are so happy. You get a mansion, you are so happy. You get a wonderful children, you are so happy. You get a beautiful bungalow, you are so happy. You buy a villa near a sea resort, you are still happy. You are the happiest person. So whatever you think when they're happening in our life, your happiness knows no bound. So Ananda means, Anandamaya means Swa Ishtartha Labhodaya Priyadi Gunakaha. Acharya says. Punyasya Anubhave Vibhati Krutinam Ananda Rupaha. Krutinam. This word is very interesting. Acharya is using here. Krutinam means those virtuous people. Those people endowed with Punya Phala of the previous birth. Those people who are called Punyavantas. ಪುಣ್ಯವಂತರಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದ ಸುಕೃತ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಯ ಫಲ ಸಿಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅಂತಹ ಪುಣ್ಯವಂತರಿಗೆ ಕೃತೀನಾಂ, ಕೃತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಪುಣ್ಯವಂತರಿಗೆ ಪುಣ್ಯಸ್ಯಾನುಭವೇ ವಿಭಾತಿ, ಆನಂದ ರೂಪ ವಿಭಾತಿ. ಪುಣ್ಯವಂತರಿಗೆ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮದ ಅವರ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಿಂದ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪವಾಗಿ ಜೀವನವೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮದ ಪುಣ್ಯದ ಬಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನೆರವೇರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಆನಂದ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗುಡ್ ಡೀಡ್ಸ್, ವರ್ಚುವಸ್ ಡೀಡ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಬರ್ತ್, in this birth some are really blessed. So these blessed people, they get all their wishes fulfilled automatically, one by one in this life. Name, pleasure, wealth, everything they get. So they are punyashalis. So that is ananda. That is anandamaya. So swayam bhutva anandati yatra sadhu tanurbrut matra prayatnam vina. Tanurbrut matra prayatnam vina swayam bhutva anandati yatra. So such punyashalis, without their effort, much effort, automatically in this life they get everything they desire. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ತನುಭೃತ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಂ ವಿನಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ, ದೇವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಅವರ ಆಸೆಗಳು ಈಡೇರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆನಂದಮಯರಾಗಿ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಬಹಳ ಆನಂದಮಯವಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮದ ಪುಣ್ಯದ ಫಲ. ಸ್ವಯಂ ಭೂತ್ವ ಆನಂದತಿ ಯತ್ರ ಸಾಧು ತನುಭೃತ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಂ ವಿನ. ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಮಚ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ದೇ ಗೆಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನಂದ. They feel the bliss all the time in the life because they are highly blessed in this life. They have done good deeds in the previous life. So in this life, they are blessed. So they are getting everything they want. Everything they decide is happening. Money is flowing. Wealth is flowing. Things are happening. There is name and fame, power, everything is there. Why? Because of the previous some punya phala. They have done some very good deeds. So the effect of the good deeds, now the fruits they are eating in this life. It applies to even your so-called great political people who are loaded with crores and crores and crores of black money. It also includes all the great billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires in the world. Everybody. They have done some good deeds in the previous birth. Of course, please remember, whatever bad deeds they are doing now, they will also face the same thing in the next births. ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮದ ಫಲದಿಂದ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥಗಳು ನೆರವೇರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನರಕವೇ ಗತಿ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಜನ್ಮವೇ ಗತಿ, ಕ್ರಿಮಿಕೀಟಗಳ ಜನ್ಮವೇ ಗತಿ. ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸತ್ಯ. With the Guru Sankalpa, we are stopping at the Shloka 207 today with a short Rama Bhajan. Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Virageshwaraya.
Thank you, sir, for such a beautiful discourse. And the benefits and effects of satsanga as revealed by Guruji is simply very revealing for people like me. Because most of the times we keep asking what is the benefit of satsanga and why we need to do that. That has not been elucidated so well so far. Thank you so much for revealing that.
Hari Om.